What? I was gonna say if you wanted to become human.
You want to play some more Detroit?
Yeah.
Let me get everything transferred over.
Yeah.
And let me do the edit and like all the last week I had.
Because you had it fast up.
I had the audio file up like really quick. So once that's done, it's only a short amount of time after that I'm actually. I have to let it render.
Yeah.
And then at that point is when I break everything down. So let me get everything broken down. If you're still up for it, we can play.
Okay, cool.
Like an hour.
Yeah, we can like.
I gotta work tomorrow, so.
Yeah, me neither. We can make Connor solve crimes.
I'm really glad that you're into it.
Yeah.
I was worried you were gonna be like, all right, just like kind of do it, but
I
really wanted to share a video game with you, and I feel like that's the best one.
I did have to look away when you were doing this kind of thing. Oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this?
Dude.
What's this? So what I did was I looked in the room and I was like, I want to investigate those things. All right. He goes up. He's going up to the thing. Okay, now go.
I know. Some of those were not intentional. Like
I know.
I was trying to go up the stairs and she would just like stop, or like the wheelchair.
Yeah, you'd have her face the
was the weirdest.
You'd have her
thing.
go up to the stairs and it's like, okay, now go up the stairs, and she'd be like this. Like, no. Stairs.
And I don't think it's the controller. I think it's
just
because it's
user error.
Well, I'm pressing the same direction and it goes a different way, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Just, I guess, know what its feelings are.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Preacher Podcast, brought to you by the Baltic Effect and Trentendo. My name is Trent. This is Nate.
Hi, I'm Nate.
We just watched Preacher, episode 302, Sons of Bitches.
Sons of Bitches. I even wrote it down this time.
Remembered it from last week, so it's hard to forget that one. Great name.
It's a really good. I want you to get those sons of bitches.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not kill necessarily.
Just get them. Which is G-I-T-E-M.
G-I-T-E-M.
We got a G-I-T-E-M.
Get them! I love watching sports and yelling, get them!
Like, just get those guys.
Just get those guys!
Yeah, for those that don't really know, we are
super big sportsmen.
Fans of hockey, at least. Hockey and Derby.
Yeah.
And so, at Derby, you know, like, I don't yell as much because you're not in the stands anymore. You're usually doing something.
I know.
Announcing or helping out or actually
You
skating.
know what? Announcing Derby has made me drink a lot less during Derby. Like,
and it's made me drink more.
I would now when I'm announcing, I'll go through one Delicious Pabst Blue Ribbon for the entire doubleheader.
Yeah.
Versus I'm bored, so I'm gonna sip. You know?
I get into it, man. I don't know. I'm not bored. Although I will say it's like, I mean, if we're really gonna get into Derby, all the timeouts, like when the officials call timeouts, I feel like if an official calls a timeout, they should have a clock that counts down.
Oh, interesting.
Here's why. Because, and this is, I'm not just like saying just Derby. Sports wide, people talk a lot about, you know, like refs making bad calls, things like that. Sometimes it's a judgment call. And they watch it over and over and over, and they have to make a judgment call. A real judgment call would have some other stakes, like time. And I just think giving them like all the time in the world, and we were just sitting there going, just hating life is the worst. It's supposed to be about entertainment.
Yeah.
So I think that would help alleviate some like overjudged calls, in my opinion. I think it would be more fair for the players, more fair for the fans. Officials wouldn't see it that way. People that work very, very hard, or in Derby's sake, volunteer and work very hard. I'm sure they wouldn't appreciate me saying that.
Sure.
So it's never going to change. It is what it is. Let's talk about Preacher.
Yes.
Welcome back to the Derby podcast.
We have questions submitted by Bricktails.
Did he send them to balticeffect@gmail.com?
No, he sent them to the alternate one, but this is okay too.
But thank you for doing that. If anybody else still has the old email saved and you want to keep doing that, definitely do that. But I'm not going to mention it because if you're new and you want to send them, just send them to balticeffect@gmail.com. If you're
and also just send your thoughts.
You know, if you're watching this video right now, all two of you, and you're wondering what's Baltic Effect, go check out Baltic Effect. Just do a search in iTunes, and you can find our podcast. This is an audio podcast, so if you're like, ooh, I'd rather listen on the road, or on the treadmill, or when you're supposed to be working, or whatever, you can check it out there. If you're just listening to this and you're like, what do you mean watching? go to YouTube, do a search for Trentendo. And,
there's some secret Easter eggs in there.
Yeah, it's a little more fun to watch the video one for sure. And it usually
because we do it in the nude.
It's 100% extra nude. But it's usually up a few hours after the audio one. It's just render time and upload time. You know how it is. But you said Bricktail sent some questions.
He did, and here are some questions for Trent.
Hey, Bricktails. Woo!
He says, and one of these is incorrect.
Oh, beef. We gotta see. Okay.
One of these is incorrect. Bricktails.
Let's see if I can get the right and the wrong answer.
I'll give you. Tell you what. He has sent us 3 questions. I will ask you all 3 questions, and then you will answer, and then I will say which one was the incorrect, what was wrong, unless you guess the correct answer.
Okay. All right.
According to their business card, what does the Grail do?
Dang it. I didn't reread it on the second view. They, the Grail hand helps. I have no idea.
According to the business card, it is a top secret organization.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember saying it did anything, but I wouldn't have remembered that either. So,
name a brand of American lager, specifically the one that Tulip's drinking.
This is gonna be my worst week, by the way. I'm sorry you sent these in, Bricktails. On my worst week. I'm glad you sent them in, but it's Blue, not Lagoon, not Forester, Tractor, Wagon, Blue Bell, Blue Barn, Blue Balls, Blue Moon, Blue something. I don't have it.
Rooster.
Blue Rooster.
What the hell is that?
It's a cannon.
That's a goat.
Oh, it's a goat, but it's also a voodoo telegram?
So which one of those answers is incorrect?
I think the last one.
Wrong.
Oh, shit. I got nothing right.
So you think it's Blue Rooster because the can...
Does it technically only say Lou Rooster?
The can says the full thing on it when it's further away from the camera, but when they line it up on it, it cuts off the first letter of the first word. And the brain thinks it's blue because the can is blue.
Is it glue?
It's Glue Rooster.
That is not. Does it really say Glue Rooster?
It's Glue Rooster, and I verified. Did
you go to Reddit?
No, I verified. This is a beer that happens in Preacher.
Okay.
But it's Glue Rooster.
Glue Rooster.
So check your facts, Bricktails.
You know, it's actually the actual name of the song. Glue Moon.
I've seen it standing alone. Blue moon, blue moon. Deep, 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 blue moon, blue moon.
That's a good song.
Deep, deep, bomb, da, bomb, dang, a dang, dang, a ding, a dong, ding, a ding, a dong, ding, glue moon.
Glue Moon. I love that song. Liked it when I was a kid, so.
Blue moon, I saw you standing alone, like a bunch of glue in the sky, and then I stuck to the sky.
Any more questions this week?
Those are from Bricktails.
Thank you so much for sending those in. I'm sorry I did so poorly. I was on fire last week, and I'm going to be real honest with you. I am forcing this little bit of energy that's coming out of me. I am forcing every bit of it. I was like tired today. I was like driving home, and I'm just like, which is the exact frame of mind you want to be in.
Oh, absolutely. For for entertainment.
So I chugged a Baja Blast. It's keeping me upright.
Mm-hmm. There's a short period of time where they made Diet Baja Blast.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you're only a diet soda man.
Except when it comes to Baja Blast.
You go full throttle.
Full throttle Baja.
Full leaded.
I love Baja Blast. Love it.
I mean, if you're going to drink soda, you might as well drink the craziest.
Baja Blast. Baja Blast. Baja Blast.
Did you have questions?
What animal, when Jody and TC and young Jesse are chasing creepy science teacher, and like in their car, pickup truck, and the guy's running and he runs into a sign, and it's some kind of Animal Crossing. What kind of animal?
Wait a minute, deer. That's a swamp. Was it an alligator?
Yeah, it was an alligator or crocodile. It just showed it. The.
Do you know how you can tell the difference when they bite you?
I can.
It doesn't matter.
I do know that
that little swamp goat there for you, Nate. We did that one down in the bowl of battery.
I do know that an alligator is greener than a crocodile, and it has a longer, pointier snout.
Interesting.
And also, crocodile, I think, is cooler because
They have the tears?
it has a better word. It's a better word than alligator. Although gator,
But Croc.
you could say gator.
Ooh, but Croc gets minus points
Croc.
because of the Crocs.
Yeah,
The shoes.
yeah, and the shoes.
The shoes.
What three things does TC ask if what's his face like? If Cassidy likes,
What 3 things gives him legs?
ask what three things does TC ask if Cassidy likes?
Oh, backgammon, gummy bears, drugs.
Correct.
I was rewatching that as I'm setting stuff up, and I was like, that's going to be a question. But I remember the glue rooster. I would have said blue rooster, but I remember watching that yesterday and thinking, like, I need to remember that. Even though I'm sure we've asked it before. And look at there, it was a question. I should have remembered it.
What
Glue rooster.
when TC is changing Grandma's colostomy bag and he gives it a sniff to check the levels? What is up?
Selenium, Samsonite.
Yeah, I knew it started with an S.
What is it?
Serotonin.
Serotonin. That's it.
What does she need more?
Protein.
Yep. Whip up some consomme.
Yeah.
What kind of skin cancer does
the
Cassidy
grossest
have?
episode I think they've ever had. What kind of skin cancer does he have?
Yeah. Does he say he has?
Does he say like lymphoma? That's not a skin cancer. Carcinoma?
He says melatonin, which isn't cancer.
That's what's in something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's in stuff. I sound smart tonight.
Yeah. So those were the questions. Submit your questions to the email address we said earlier. Rewind it. It's at 3 minutes and 16 seconds. It's not that.
balticeffect@gmail.com. What's funny is when you did the whole like last week to introduce the old email address, I just didn't put it.
I saw that.
But
I watched it.
I fucking nailed it with the other one.
Yeah.
When you were just like, pew, it's like you shot it there.
No, I watched it.
That one I was like really happy with.
I watched it on my phone while I was taking
You
a
know
dump.
what? I seldom go back and rewatch the whole thing. Like I'm checking for how does it look, are there problems with it, as I'm editing it. But you're not really watching it. After it was done and on YouTube, I watched it for a while and realized like 15 minutes ago by and I'm like, whoa.
Why am I watching
I'm
that?
gonna go do something. I was there, but I was like something about it. We had a good chemistry. I think it looked okay. I think we just had a good show last
It
week.
was like a tight 36 minutes.
Yeah.
Just a tight.
That's my tight 36. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be headlining. I got my tight 36
Tight 36.
ready. All right. So what did you think about this episode?
Mixed feelings.
Okay.
Mixed feelings.
What are your ups?
Ups.
Yeah.
Consomme.
You really like that they set that joke up
That was hilarious.
so hard.
That was so hilarious.
Like it was said once or twice last week, and then it was like a ton of it, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's all that.
Yeah. That was hilarious. I like that they tortured that teacher.
Yeah, it's interesting that it took all the way until the end of him being like, I don't have the money for this, and he's like, well, you shouldn't have, messed around with a little girl. And it's like it's funny that it took that long for somebody to finally say that because I was thinking about it in this watch through is that the levels of how much I don't care for that school teacher, like take it on the surface level, yeah, he's fooling around with little kids. The next level is that he was only shy a few bucks. It's not like he was down like $1,000. You know what I mean? Like a few bucks. Screw you, man. Like, come on. Like you. Like, if that's what go to jail then. How much will that cost you? So
Well, and then he didn't even show up the second time.
I know.
Like, even if you're like, he didn't even show up. He clearly thought, oh, this isn't a big deal.
Yeah, I'll just forget about it after a few weeks. I like that kid that played Jesse. I feel like his attitude I feel like it was a young Jesse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did a good job. So that was ups. Downs. I wasn't that into. Well, I get it that it's based on a comic, right?
So it's a lot of comic-y, very comic-y stuff.
I love comic-y fighting, but I don't like this like
slow motion.
this neocon. No, I just don't like this neocon. Shoot all these hippie Krishna guys
Who had guns?
who had guns. I thought that was corny and like they made the dude over a hippie like an over the top. Like, ha ha ha, hippies suck. And then, like, I could see, like, people who are, like, anti-hippie, like, be like, ha ha, kill those hippies, those pieces of shit. You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, Seth and Evan, come on.
Yeah, it was, and it's also like right back to the well because they had one or two fights, at least one, but I think they had 2 fights last season. Slow mo with the old 70s.
I love
music.
I love that style of fighting.
I think people are pushing it. I think they're using it as a crutch.
I
think instead of just depending on a really good action scene, they're like, we'll make an okay action scene and then we'll put a slow song over it, which is just, I feel like being done in a lot of places. You know, Deadpool does a lot of shit like that, you know, and Deadpool's supposed to be cheeky. It's also a comic book. But, like, it's just going back to the well, in my opinion. Thought it was cool. I like that.
Sure, I didn't have a problem with the style.
He throws the gun and misses the guy, but then, like, shoots through the guy, and then he's just, like, so blasé about who the other people he shoots.
Like, they tried to make this guy Klaus look cool. They tried to make him look cool, and I could see
Hair star?
Yeah, they tried to make him look cool in this fight. Because he, like, did a bunch of cool fighting things. Well, it's like, remember how he likes to, like, hire hookers and rape them?
Well, also, you remember when he was, like, in training, he would just, like, calmly beat the shit out of somebody with a golf club and stuff. And yeah, that is very comic book. I felt like that and the fact that they made those 2 members of, this is way later on, but made the 2 members of the Grail go through the sewer. And he was just like, I'll take you back to town. They're just like, what? Yoink? Zoinks! It was just like in a comic book where they would make somebody do something over the top. In real life, they'd be like, no, I'm just going to fucking walk through the trees. What are you talking about? I'm not doing that. But instead, they were just like, gulp.
So, one thing I also liked, when Cassidy is doing drugs with TC, and Cassidy starts that story, and there I was, all these, naked as the day I was born, barn, you know, and how... And,
are you doing Cassidy or TC?
I'm just doing Cassidy.
Okay.
And we've established, I think it's established that I don't do accents well. So he's saying, like, so there I am naked. I'm like, God damn it, another boring ass Cassidy story. Like, people who have, like, people like Cassidy, they get drunk and they just tell stories and you're like, yeah, okay.
Well, he's old.
Yeah, he's old. He's going to tell stories.
He's like an old man.
Tell the stories, and you know that the point of the story is to make him look like the hero in the end. You know, it
seldom does it actually.
And he's gonna be like, and then wouldn't you know it, I bloody did some shit, you know. And I'm like, and so what I liked was like he starts doing it, and TC's like, I like dreams, and Cassie's like, okay.
That right there
Interrupted him, and I was like, yeah,
yes.
Stop telling, because like when we first meet Cassidy, he's on the airplane telling stories to those dudes. And it's just like, stop bragging about how great you are and how much you can party, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we all know that guy who's like, I was so drunk and I was puking and it was awesome. And then I said, I swear to God, I said to the guy, I swear to God, I said to this guy, like, hey, man. And he backed off because he knew. I'm like, yeah, that didn't happen.
What I like, too, is that TC, I am surrounded by people like this in my life. Like, I am around them every day, where I'll give you that Cassidy's stories are just like, fuck, I don't want to hear this.
Sure.
But when you start telling a story and someone goes, I like something different than what you're talking about, but it kind of has to do with it, I want to murder those people.
Oh, I would have been, no, if I was Cassidy telling a story, because you know how I like to tell stories.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the worst kind of, ultimately I hate myself, most of all, more than anything. But, like, that would annoy the fuck out of me if he started doing that. But
I work with tons of people like that, where I tell them something, and then they'll pick one thing out of it and be like, I was next to a boat one day. Yeah. It was in a parking lot, and I thought, that's a big boat. And
I like David Bowie. Let me talk about David Bowie for hours.
And I go, cool. Mm-hmm. You end this because you took the reins.
Yeah, good job.
Now I got to bail out somehow. Yeah. So, all right. It's one of those, well, we got to go back to work now.
Yeah.
But when he did, so I like
okay, yeah, sorry.
No, I just like that he did because it felt real.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I wanted Jesse to blow his soul. Just blow it.
I know, you kept saying that. You kept saying blow it, and I was like, blow it? I think you meant like... And then you meant like
Yeah, like wouldn't it be cool? Like he just he
did a bump of his
and
his
just
soul.
like boom, and all of a sudden
He like he does it and then
yeah. He's like sticks a knife in it. Yeah, that's good. That's Primo's soul. Did you cut this with baby laxative?
yeah. No. So that's kind of, in my opinion, the big interesting thing. Like, okay, we know the Boyds are going to be a thing that comes back where it's another faction of voodoo people. We've got, the mysteries in the dark, which we'll get to that in a little bit, I'm sure.
Mysteries in the dark.
And then we've got, the other big thing is him getting his soul back. So I actually really liked how Jesse just kind of knew Hairstar was going to show up. Like, he just knew. He didn't have any context clues. He just knows. Normally, Well,
he called him.
He called him and then had to send people back for him.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he.
Yeah.
He knew it was happening. He like looks out the door, walks around for a second, sits down, gets comfortable, and he knows he's coming. He just knew it was going to happen right then. Which is one of those like okay. Back to what I was going to say. Normally, I don't like the blasé Jesse, where he's just like everything's like so what? Like that's an impression of Jesse Custer.
That's a pretty
so
close.
What?
Yeah, that's a close one. So what?
For 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And in this episode, how blasé he was, I kind of liked. And I liked his interaction with Tulip a little bit, although there were 3 scenes that started with Jesse going, "Where's Tulip? How's Tulip?" Mm-hmm. Like 3 scenes of that, which we had last season with Tulip going, "Where's Jesse?"
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, guys, come on, give me something, give me. Even though this episode did give us a lot.
Yeah.
It was kind of just like one big thing. He tried to get his soul. He didn't get it. He stuck there with Grandma. And some people know that there's some other plans going on. Mm-hmm. And now we're like, all right, how are we going to readjust our plans to move forward, to do what we're going to do? When is, Tulip going to say, well, God told me I've got to do something. I got to get those sons of bitches.
Oh, yeah.
When is...
She's the one who actually has spoken to God. Has Jesse? No.
No. He spoke for him.
For her.
But I got really excited when I thought he got the voice back. Because I don't know. It's cool. It's
and also telling someone to eat their dick is pretty badass.
Then I was like, I could have done with that. I thought he was going to do something else to him. But I thought he was just going to kill him. And I was just thinking, like, is this it? Is this it for Hairstar? This can't be it.
I knew it wasn't.
Really?
No, I knew he didn't have his powers back.
Oh, man.
The guy, the fact that Hairstar, like, did it with just a blank face rather than, and his, what else, my liege, kind of thing. Rap versus oh, don't make me do this. I can't believe you're pulling this shit.
Yeah, or at least putting headphones on or something.
Yeah.
Which they were about to do.
Yeah.
And that's something I think is probably the most interesting thing, to me anyways, is that now... So it's like they've set up stuff in the last episode that paid off in this episode. Swamp Consomme paid off in this episode.
Talked about that.
And then
Talked about that.
with Tulip's father saying, why can't I do anything right? And then Tulip, with good intentions, well, good-ish intentions, she was pissed off. Tulip was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You got your soul back, and now you're going with these guys. You're lying to me, Jesse Custer. Jesse. Like, she was pissed, and then she shoots all those motherfuckers. And then Jesse doesn't flip out. He doesn't lose his shit. He's like, no, we'll just have to figure something else out. And she goes, why can't I do anything right? And I think he says it's okay after she says that.
Yeah. He's kind of like, it's like...
Which is very telling, because it's almost like she sees a bit of her father. She thinks about her father. And it does say a lot to why she is very heavily invested in their relationship. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah. And I think it was also very gracious of Jesse, because he probably knew that Tulip was beating herself up about this.
Maybe. And it's also, possibly, I think that definitely has a lot to do with it. And the fact that he's, at this point, like...
He's in love with her so hard, like...
Well, I thought it was more of like, well, fuck, what do we do now? Yeah. It's like, I want to be mad, but I'm mad at everything, so how can I be mad?
I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
It's like, I'm not mad, we just got to figure something out. It is what it is. So I definitely understand that a little bit. But anyway, what else do you got on the episode?
When Jesse, right before he starts choking, but they shut the doors. And so, back in the olden days, when I was a kid, when I was a boy, back in Ireland, when I was a kid...
I know where you're going to go with that.
me and my brother used to do this thing where, my dad would drive down some country roads, and Levi and I would ride on the sides of the Suburban or whatever, like on the like running boards.
Like you were SWAT members?
Yeah, and hold on to the door handles, and Dad would like do it, and like it was only like 20 miles an hour or something. It wasn't like a lot, but he'd do the thing where we're like trying to pull.
It's hella dangerous, but dads and boys do
that. It's yeah, and like he wouldn't get out of second gear probably.
No, I mean he's being safe.
It's just fun. I was like,
it is what it is.
So those vehicles that had door handles like that, and it had a running board, and Jesse didn't
jump the Escalades?
On. Yeah, he didn't jump on. And granted, he did start choking, but you could at least like start riding it until you know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it was all going to shit, and now we're kind of back to zero, which is a little frustrating, because now like having to take a second stab at basically the same thing is going to have to really be something interesting to make me because you're just resetting the clock. You're starting shit back over, and it's like, okay, we'll watch kind of the same thing but in a different style for a little while. So I'm always very hopeful for this show because I really want this show to be amazing. And I don't want them to just drag shit out like a lot of other shows that we end up watching. Don't give me filler, give me stuff.
Yeah.
And this show has always been really good about giving a lot of stuff, but it does ask a lot of the audience. So at this point, I feel like it's not asking as much with the mystery. For me personally, it's asking a lot of like patience to like do a plan over and over and over again. Like we're gonna keep seeing different iterations of the same thing. It's like this week on Preacher, how will he try and get away from Grandma? What will she do when he fails? Tune in to Preacher.
Yeah.
So
her serotonin levels are down, but her protein's up this week.
But there was a lot of little things this episode that I really liked. So ultimately, I do like this episode. There wasn't anything that really bugged me. I thought it was enjoyable.
I also like the Boyds.
Yeah,
I want more of those guys.
So you do want to see more with the Boyds.
Those guys are fun.
Sure.
They're like
There's always action when they come around.
They live it around they're working out of a like a motel, right? They're working out of a motel. They're like a drug like as if they're doing drugs, but the drug that they're doing is spells.
It's magic. It's spells.
Spells.
Magical spells. I'm a sorcerer. I'm a mighty elven sorcerer with spells.
Three spell slots.
I used up all of my spell slots, and now we have cantrips. I can't do that.
Cantrips.
That's not a funny word in that voice. Cantrips.
Say cantrips.
Cantrips. There it is.
Cantrips.
That's it. Now it's going away from the lateral lisp to W's for R's.
Yeah.
It's a different
Those
speech
are
impediment.
related, though. La, ra are both glides. La, ra. Your tongue does similar things.
Yeah, okay.
La, ra, la, ra, la.
I'm glad we've had this lesson.
La,
What
ra.
else did you have on the episode?
That was it.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to just kind of cut things off short, but in essence, what really actually happened? Like, we saw...
Nothing, a whole lot of nothing.
I know, and I hate to be that way when there was a lot of things in it. It's so weird to say that an episode with a bunch of action, and there's a goat cannon, and there's explosions, and fights, and there's weird magic. Oh, I do know what we didn't touch on. I do want to talk about the basement. So,
the one
shit.
that says, "Welcome to the tombs, asshole."
So, do you think
There, I talked about that.
There we go. Do you think that is like because the machine is the thing that she gets people's souls from? Do you think she just keeps people down there to get their souls?
Do you think like that's like where she keeps the cattle, like the livestock?
Okay,
stuff?
yeah.
Like, but that's interesting because clearly she's ailing. You'd think she would have used up that guy by now.
Yeah, because that was the teacher guy, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
he had the same shirt on.
Okay.
That was the only way I could recognize him because he looked so bad.
I was just kind of going off of like round faces.
Round face.
Yeah.
You know.
Stick pin.
Like she.
round face. Cufflinks.
Every girl crazy about a vice principal track guy.
Not that one. Not that one. Leave that one.
Okay.
So that's definitely. It's almost like they're setting that up to be a big, mystery box kind of thing. But I think we kind of all know where we're going with that.
I think that's
Unless
the
it's
machine.
something different.
That's got to be the machine. Write in, comment below if you think it's the machine, and also write in if you think it's not the machine.
Write in to say the number 7.
And also write in if you're Florence and you're looking for the rest of your band. The machine.
Oh, okay. I mean, I was thinking Florence and the Machine, but I didn't.
It was dumb. It was dumb.
I'm like out of it. So, do we have any emails this week?
We do.
Right on.
Let's check the mailbag.
Is it more than one?
Nope.
Okay, then I'm not gonna go get my phone. It was almost dead.
Lettuce.
While
I'm
tomato,
pulling this up,
bacon.
why don't you tell us again what that email address is?
BalticEffect@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Send us your quiz questions. Send us your thoughts. Send us your favorite animal.
Yeah, send us your favorite. Did we have a question last week for them to send in?
No.
Well, this week, your challenge
Is to
is
name
to
an animal.
name what
An animal is.
what animal would make the best consomme?
Or just name an animal.
Just name an animal.
Name any animal.
Comment below, like, subscribe, send us an email. This is from Bricktails.
Woo!
He says, "Hello, gentlemen, and
Hi.
hey, hey guys. I just realized Preacher season 3 has started and have watched the first 2 episodes, but I haven't listened to last week's podcast yet.
That's okay.
That's okay. I've got to run to class, but I think you record this evening.
Yeah, nailed it.
He sent that yesterday.
Yeah, we had to switch what days during the week. You don't care.
It'll be Tuesdays or Thursday or Wednesday.
We're shooting for Wednesdays.
We're shooting for
but
Wednesdays.
the first 2 weeks are like things happen.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow's the 4th, so you'll get this on 4th of July.
Yeah.
You're
May
welcome,
the 4th
America.
It's May the 4th be with you. It's Star Wars Day tomorrow.
Did I say 4th?
No, you did say 4th,
Okay.
and I'm trying to be stupid.
Oh, okay. July the 4th be with you.
Yeah, and also with you.
Keep going.
Anyways, I've got to run a class, but I think you record this evening and just wanted to quick write and say, hey. I'll actually try to stay caught up, and we'll write more regularly this season. I'll send some questions too in case you're doing the quiz, which we did.
Yeah, thank you so much.
By the way, did you see the Better Call Saul teaser? They're running on AMC.com.
No, I'll check it out though.
I haven't either. Check it out below. We'll link it.
I'm not gonna do it.
We're gonna link it.
You can link it. You can go in the comments and be like, "This is what we talked about." Paste.
Looking forward.
And also Falcon. Because animal I said name an animal.
Oh, ooh, Falcon's a good one.
I know.
Yeah,
Beat that.
I can't.
I can. Mongoose.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Is that what is it?
A mongoose?
I know what a mongoose is. I don't know what a mongoose is.
They're actually really good. They have a high resistance against like poisons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they would make a great D&D character. That's why they eat like snake eggs.
Interesting. All right. Well, anyways, but looking forward to that finally coming back. Talking about Coastal. For now, Bricktails.
Woohoo!
Thank you, Bricktails.
All right. Well, that was it. Any final thoughts before we go?
I hope we make it out of this alive.
Good episode. Looking forward to next week. Looking forward to the season. Anything I was down on, not enough to keep me out of it. I'm definitely still excited. So I kind of feel like same here.
Same here. Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, until next week, Nate is nice.
Trent is nice.
Stella's a pretty kitty, and we love you. That was even better.
Yeah.
We're
so good at this.
we're pro. It only took us 3 years. It's great to memorize 3 lines.
Also, I didn't have to get a second beer.